Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for coming to the channel and clicking to view this video. Before you move to any country, it's important to listen to what the people who have been in that country say about the country. So I have been in Dubai as an immigrant for the past 8 years, and I come from Kenya, and I'm going to talk about my experience as an immigrant living in Dubai. So, in any country, there is always a dark side and a bright side, and Dubai is no exception. So, first things first, Dubai is a state, and the country is United Arab Emirates. So, Dubai is one of the states out of the 7 states in the UAE, but it's the most commonly visited. So, the states are one is Dubai, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, Abu Dhabi, which is the capital city. Then there is Fujairah and Al Quwain and Fujairah. I think I hadn't said Fujairah, yeah. So 7 of them. And so Dubai is the one that is mostly visited, and it's the one that has most opportunities for immigrants. So let's talk about the bright side, and then we are going to talk about the not so good side. Dubai is very safe. You can go back home late in the night, even past midnight. Sometimes I used to leave my work past midnight and I would be walking around, driving around, and it's really safe. Like no one is going to hurt you. And especially for women, women are really respected. So of course there are times when someone might try to talk to you, and at times maybe this person might seem suspicious, and whenever you just mention that you're going to call the police, because the police appear like immediately within minutes, yeah, so you find that this person leaves you alone. So, and not just safety at night, but also safety in like restaurants, in malls. It's really safe. So one thing I found out, when I was a new immigrant in Dubai, is people would use their phones to save a seat at the restaurant. Like, you just walk into a restaurant, then put your phone or your purse at the table to save that table for yourself, and then go to the counter, to do your to get your food or to buy your food. So that was really interesting, because I knew from where I come from in Kenya, you would never find your phone back if you just leave it there, and you move, like, even at times people would leave the phones on the table and go to the restroom in a restaurant. Just imagine, if it's back home in Kenya, I'm sure you wouldn't find your phone. If people do even snatching and pickpocketing of phones when you're with your phone, what about when you just left it somewhere? Someone would just take it and go with it. And I experienced similar situation one time when I left my phone inside a cab. I just took a cab at the roadside, so I had no information on this cab. I did not even have the number plate of that vehicle. I didn't have, and the cab driver took me to my destination, and surprisingly I left my phone in the car. So what happened is I talked to a friend of mine, and that time I was really new. I was just a few months old, and I was told, just ring your phone. And I rang my phone. The driver picked up my phone, and we communicated on where to meet. And I went met the driver at that place, and he gave me back my phone without requesting me for anything, like nothing. You just meet back the driver and tell, oh, you left your phone in my car. It's fine, inshallah, inshallah. Just imagine. So it was a shock for me. Like, it's really safe. It's a very safe country, and I think the leaders have made it that way somehow, that even people from other countries, like people who go to visit Dubai, they just adapt and they adjust, and they just become good people in the time when they are living in Dubai. Another thing I'm going to talk about is there is a lot of career opportunities in Dubai. Companies that are global have offices in Dubai. And we have seen a lot of people moving, to Dubai to look for jobs. And the reason is because these jobs are actually available. So right now there are a lot of people in Dubai, and a lot of people have been saying, oh, there are no jobs again in Dubai because a lot of people are there, but still jobs are available because people are always coming in and out of the country, and some are leaving the jobs. New companies are opening up, businesses are expanding, and it's very easy to grow your business there because there is a large market. If you want to look for a job, just take your time, prepare your CV, do your research of your industry, of what you can do, and check out the format of the CV of Dubai, because you need to have your photo on the CV. Make it short, indicate your strengths, your duties, what you can do, all that, and always tailor your CVs to the job descriptions that you are applying to. So what helped me when I was living there is I would have several CVs tailored to each job that I was applying to. And sometimes you don't have to do the exact same job that you want. Like, let's say you are an engineer, you can go there and begin from something else, just start as something else and then be looking out for an opportunity that is going to be in line with your education. So it's always good to just grab an opportunity, because there's a lot of competition right now. There are a lot of people there, so whatever opportunity you get and you can do, it's always good to grab that opportunity. Then while you are there, you can look for something to match up to your profession. Yeah. So another thing is it's very modernized and it's always growing. They were talking about the flying taxis. They go to the Museum of the Future and see the vision of their leaders. Like, they are always thinking of the future and how to improve the country. And there are a lot of even applications that have made it very, you can be able to access anything just in a few minutes. You can download mobile apps, you can order your food. You don't have to go around, because sometimes it's too hot, so you don't want to go out of your apartment or your home. So you can always download applications, do your orders online. If you want food, if you want grocery, whatever you want, even if you don't drive, if you need a taxi, if you need someone to drive your car, there are always these applications. There is Careem, there is Uber, there is like Noon, there is Deliveroo, Talabat. So many applications that are going to like easen your stay in Dubai. Dubai is very diverse, so a lot of cultures are there because a lot of the population there is of expatriates. So the population of locals, who are the Arab locals, is very low. I think less than 10% around about there. And the rest of the population is expatriates. So you can see there is a lot of opportunities there if the massive population are expatriates. So what are they there to do? They are there to work. So yeah, if you want to have that diversity, like you'll be able to live and work with people of different cultures. If you're African, you'll meet Asians, you'll meet Europeans, you'll meet Americans. Like, everyone is there, so it's an easier place to associate with everyone, with the whole world. Yeah. So another thing is there are a lot of learning opportunities. By the way, this really helped me, and I actually miss it, because if you do your research well, like during the weekends, on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, there are always seminars somewhere. If you're searching, like you want to study abroad, or you just want to listen to what other companies do, innovations and all that, there are always seminars somewhere, and they are free, completely free of charge. Just imagine. So I would attend these seminars. You will always have something to do. You will always have a place to increase your knowledge for free. So yeah, it's mind blowing, because in Kenya, I was not, these opportunities were not that available. And whenever there were such kind of seminars, it would cost a lot. So I wouldn't attend. But mostly in Dubai, you find a lot of them for free, and I attended so many for free. And you find there for global international companies, people who have just come from abroad, pitching their products in Dubai. And it's because they know there is a lot of market in Dubai. So they bring their companies to Dubai. And also, you remember there was the Expo in 2020. So it's events like this. So like in the Expo, so it was worldwide, and a lot of companies came from abroad to Dubai to bring their products. Yeah, and as a Dubai resident, you have access to all this. Like, you don't have to leave your country to come to Dubai no, you are already there. So all this is being brought to you. So I really loved that about Dubai, and it's really underrated. Dubai is so underrated. There is a lot you can land you can acquire from Dubai. Even if you want to start a business in Dubai, it's easier than in other countries. It's easier to begin a business. If you open up a business in mainland, and mainland is Dubai, like in the Dubai government, um, you needed to have a local to sponsor your business, have some shares in your business, but you can open up on free zone and you don't need anyone to sponsor you. So it's very easy to get that license and get up and running. And most businesses actually thrive in Dubai because there's a huge market. There's a really huge market. Like a lot of people, I think the mindset of people in Dubai is just to spend. Like a lot of people just go there to spend. It's centrally located, like between Africa, Asia, Europe. So it's easier for vendors to bring their products to Dubai. So that's what makes business to flourish a lot in Dubai. Yeah, and another thing I'll talk about is how easy it is to acquire a Dubai visa or a United Arab Emirates visa. It's not like getting visas to other countries, which may be like sometimes a huge task. Like you have to wait long periods, attend interviews and all that. No, in Dubai it might take a few hours to like 2 days or 3 days, depending on the agency that is processing your visa. So yeah, it's so easy to get a visa to Dubai, and that's why most people, even in Asian countries and African countries, prefer to just move to the Middle East because it's easier to get visas to there. Now there is also the golden visa, but that is like for someone who is really rich. Like I think you need to invest around, if you're opening a business, I think you need to have like assets of 2 million plus, something like that. But also if you have like a skill, highly qualified skill, like let's say you are a doctor, an astronaut, things like that, and you are licensed to practice in Dubai, you may qualify for a golden visa. There are several, you can look up the requirements to get a golden visa. So yeah, but if you don't qualify for that, you can always apply for a tourist visa. And by the way, if you get a job in Dubai, the company that employs you makes a visa for you. So the cost is on them. So they will prepare a visa for you, they will pay your medical. So most companies usually cater for the cost of medical and your visa. So for you, you just live in Dubai, like you just cater for the rest of your expenses. And depending on the company that you work for, some of the companies in like hospitality will give you a place to live. So it's always good to look and to research on the companies that you are applying to. Yeah. And then another thing I'm also going to talk about is the affordability. So things are affordable in Dubai. Having lived in Dubai and having lived in America, I would say that Dubai is actually it's way cheaper. Like food is cheaper in Dubai, housing is cheaper. Yeah, but it depends on where you want to live. So sometimes you can even live in Dubai, and if you find Dubai to be so expensive, you can always live in another emirate. Like you can move to Sharjah, you can move to Abu Dhabi, you can move to Ajman. I know there are several people who live in like Ajman or Sharjah or Abu Dhabi, and they work in Dubai. So it's not a long distance from Dubai. Sometimes traffic might be too much, especially when you stay in Sharjah or Ajman, but people are still making it. So it's up to you to weigh your options. Like, will you pay more rent in Dubai and stay closer to your work, or will you live in Sharjah, which is cheaper, and then travel every morning to your work? So it depends also with the timing, because during rush hour it's busier, and the rest of the day it's actually easier. So it depends with you. So and depends also with your schedule. So you just plan yourself. Yeah, so another thing, there is always a lot of activities that you can do in Dubai, and especially if you are not so busy, you will have a lot of activities to do. Like you can go to the Museum of the Future, you can go to Atlantis, to the water park, to jump in the water. You can go to the desert safari. You can go to zoos. You can go to Dubai Safari Club. This is Safari Park. Yeah, you can. There are so many things. You can go to Burj Khalifa if you want to visit the tallest building, and you can do these things even after work every day. Like that's the life there. Like everything is so accessible. It's not really huge. It's a small city, so things are accessible. So if you don't have to plan for like a whole journey, a whole safari or a whole trip, because anywhere you choose to go is very accessible. And even if you want to move to neighboring states, like you want to go have fun there, you can go to Abu Dhabi. There is the Ferrari World. There is the Yas Water World. You can go to Ras Al Khaimah. You can visit, you can do the longest zip line, that is Jebel Jais. There is also mountain climbing in Ras Al Khaimah, in Alain. So there are so many things you can do. There is, and they are within proximity. So it's accessible. Like within 2 hours, you're already at your destination. So that's something I really loved about living in the United Arab Emirates. Technology. So technology is advanced. I think I have talked about it. There are so many ways to make your work easier. These are just some of the good things. I know there are so many others, and you can research more of them, or put some on the comment section and let's discuss. Then I'm going to talk about the dark side of Dubai. One thing I'm going to talk about is the heat. Oh my goodness, the heat is too much. Sometimes people ask me, how is Kenya, like where I come from? And as we are discussing, maybe they might tell me, I'm afraid to travel in Africa because I think I'm going to die of so much heat. But you haven't been to Dubai, I'm telling you. It's nothing compared to Kenya. Like it's too hot, way too hot. Like in summer around July, temperatures get to like 45, 50 degrees Celsius. But the good thing is there is AC everywhere. So at least there is air conditioning, even in the buses, in the bus stops, in the malls, like any enclosed place, there is always AC running. So at least that's the good thing about it. But whenever you just step out, you will get damp, like you'll be sweaty. There's a lot of humidity. Yeah. So that's something that you just need to weigh on yourself. Like, are you going to die from the heat, or can you survive it? Yeah. So another thing I'll talk about is how expensive Dubai is. And this is very relative. So it's not everyone who will find it expensive, because depending on where you come from, depending on your currency exchange, you might find it expensive or not. So like me coming from Kenya, it was very expensive at first to me, because most of the time your pay will not be able to afford you a nice home to live in. So you'll find yourself, sharing an accommodation. And sometimes you find yourself, in an accommodation, maybe a small room with several of you inside. So if you're not used to that life, like in Kenya, we don't have bed spaces. They are called bed space. So in Kenya, we don't have that. We don't have bed space. We don't have partition. So it was something big for me to adjust, like to tell myself, okay, this is the life. So some people will choose to just live on their own, but that's up to you, because you may be using a large percentage of your salary. So if you don't want a large percentage of your salary going to paying your rent, it's always good to share. And sometimes it gets too heavy, but you can always grow, like look for other ways to advance your career, to move up the ladder. And like for me, it took me a few years to be able to afford myself a place to stay on my own. So it's, if you look at the bright side, you can always like compromise some of these things when you just move as a newcomer. So just just weigh your options, know that it's for a short time, then you're going to grow and you're going to be able to manage to move into somewhere that you're going to be comfortable. And a lot of people who move to Dubai don't move there with their families. So a lot of people just move there as a single person to go work and send money to their home country. So it's fine to just go and share, because it's only you. But if you have family, it's always good to look at the options you have, like look for an apartment or a villa where you're going to be able to store your whole family. Then another thing is the fines. So the traffic fines are crazy, and they are all over. They are all over. Like sometimes you don't even know where the cameras are placed, because it's automated. So it's a camera that will just take a photo of you on the road. Let's say you don't have a seat belt, or you don't, maybe you're eating as you drive, or you exceeded the speed limit, or you're driving below the speed limit. So there are all types of ways you can get fines. And this happens by, you will just receive a text message on your phone if that car is registered under your name, and you are going to be required to pay a fine. So it's always good to be careful. If you're a driver, it's always good to be careful. You don't have to get fines. You can actually manage without fines, because I know people who have never received fines and they've been driving for a long time. I have also not received any fine, having driven for a few years. So just be careful on the road. Just follow the traffic rules. Just know the road that you're driving in, what is the speed limits on that road. And also parking, when you park your vehicle, just make sure to pay your parking fee and park at the designated spots that you're supposed to park at. So that's how you're going to avoid these fines. So another thing is, it's very congested, especially if you're using public means. Oh my goodness. If you've ever used the metro or the metro bus, the RTA bus, it's very congested, and especially during rush hours. So there are a lot of people, going to work, others going home, and it's so congested. Sometimes, like, you're so squeezed, you even find your legs are lifted from the ground.
Sometimes, like, you're so squeezed, you even find your legs are lifted from the ground.
It's so congested. I didn't like that. So you may want to just go study, get your driving license, and buy your own vehicle. So that is going to be better for you. But if you have no choice, it's okay. You just get used to, just have it in mind that you're going to be scrambling for the bus, you're going to be scrambling at the metro station. Yeah, but there is the gold card that you can get to be using in the gold cabin. So when you have the gold card, you will be paying extra, twice as much as everyone else using the regular card in the metro. So the train has this card that you use. When you swipe, you recharge with dirhams, with your money, and then you swipe when you're getting in the metro. So if you don't want to be in that congested situation, you can get the gold card, and you'll be going to the gold cabin, which is sometimes not so full. But nowadays, with the way people are filling up the country, sometimes you find that it's also full. So, but it's a little less congested than these other regular cabins. Yeah. So once you get a job, you are most likely to be overworked or exploited, because a lot of people who work in Dubai don't have their families there, so they don't have anything much to go do at home. Like, there is no child you're going to stay with in the home. There's nothing much you're going to do at home, and sometimes you're even living in the company accommodation. So companies will exploit you. So they want someone who is going to work overtime, who is going to, like, be staying in the office like forever. So yeah, they want someone who is going to be available to work and work and work. So yeah, that is there. And another thing is, the salaries are low. They are low. The wages are really low. So it might be higher in when you change it to your country's currency, but when you check the work that you're doing and the potential of your company, they're supposed to pay you way higher. And then with the competition that is there nowadays, you find that some people accept lower pay. So once a company knows that, oh, I'm going to get someone who is going to accept a lower pay, they go reducing the salary. So now it has become really low. So it's important for you to know how to negotiate for yourself, to speak for yourself, to advocate for yourself, and also to, like, go to companies that are capable of paying you what you deserve. So yeah. Then flooding. I had to include this one because I was there in last year's 2024 flooding, and my house was wrecked. Like, everything in my house was flooded. So Dubai roads are not built for rainy season. No, and some areas also get so flooded during the rainy season. So it's important to know where you live. Like, you can even tour the place during the rainy season. It doesn't rain much, so you can't really know. But what I would advise you is, if you're staying in an apartment, it's better to take a room that is higher, or an apartment that is higher. The higher floors, like the fourth, fifth floor, because you'll find that the ground floors, most of the time, when there is such a flood, like the flood that happened in 2024 around April there, if another flood happens like that, then all the homes, if you're living in the ground floor, then you'll be submerged. And that's what happened. Even there are some apartments where they give you a garage underground. So if you are renting a place, it's better that you don't take the garage that is underground. So it's better you take a garage that is above. Yeah, so because your vehicle might be submerged. And or if you take such a garage for your vehicle, then always have the insurance, like the insurance that covers flooding, or I don't know, something like that. Yeah, it's always good to take care of that risk. For me, it happened to me, and that's why I'm saying it's always good, because I was there in 2024. My house was wrecked. I lost everything. I had to start afresh. Yeah, so then another thing is, there are no long-term visa, like permanent residency. I talked about the golden visa, but that is a recent development and it's not available to everyone. So if you're moving to Dubai, you just know that you're going to be required to have a plan, like a visa plan. So just know, are you going to be under employment visa? Are you going to be under your own visa? How are you going to do it? Because they don't give citizenship in the long run. So they just give this golden visa, and it's 10 years renewable. And this is for people who are like business owners or investors, things like that, highly specialized people, like, yeah. So but if you're going there, just know that you will be required to leave after a certain period. Like, are you going to work? Are you going to start a business? So after you close your business, after you're done with your company, when your company cancels your visa, you are required to go back home, leave the country, or change your status, like get another job that makes your visa a new visa for you, and change your visa. So right now, they give you a grace period of 3 months. So previously it was only 1 month. So after your visa was cancelled, so after 1 month, you have 30 days to stay within the country. But right now they give you 90 days. So after your visa is cancelled, you have 90 days to stay in the country, changing your visa, working out how you will change your visa, and then leave the country, or change your visa to another visa. Yeah, so they don't have like citizenships to residents, no matter how long you stay. Then friendships. So you'll mostly find friendships are really short-lived, because the people you may have friends from different countries, you're from another country, so they may not last long in Dubai. They might get opportunities to move to other countries, and you find the turnover in and out of the country, so you get new friends over time. You don't get to keep the friends you had, so this can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. So you make more friends, and you cannot sustain, like, keep all your friends like long term, unless maybe you're going to visit them in the country they come from, or you're going to live in Dubai for a really long time until you die. Those are some of the negativities of living in Dubai. I'm sure that there are extra, depending on other people's experiences. So you may add them please in the comment section. But I hope this really helped you in your decision, as you're deciding whether to live for Dubai or to not live for Dubai. So, yeah, so cutting short, I would say that it depends on your situation. It might be good for you to move to Dubai. It might be, and it might open doors for you for other opportunities. Like for me, it did. It was a place that I learned a lot. I even grew my career, and it opened doors for me for other opportunities. So don't say that maybe this is not a place I'm going to live long term, things like that. No, if that's the best option that you have right now, I would advise you, it's always the best to move there and see for yourself, experience for yourself. Don't just listen to hearsay. it's good for me. I really thank God that I had that chance to stay there for the 8 years I was there. Yeah, and I really learned a lot. It was a great opportunity for me, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. So you decide for yourself, and I hope the best for you. So good luck in your journey, and let's catch up on the next video. Bye bye.